Okay, so I just had a few days off, a few days from uploading. I had quite a good week last week with my uploads. I sort of got 1 to 2 a day up, and I was very happy with that, and people seemed to respond to it quite well. People liked the regular uploads, which is cool, and I certainly intend to keep that trend going. As I said before, I'm going to mix it up a bit, you know, do a commentary, do a live commentary. Sort of keeps the activity bouncing about and caters for the people who want to see different things. That's awesome. But I wanted to take a couple of days off and just chill, spend some time with the family, and then resume normal service today. So going on to last night, I turned on my PS4 and I downloaded Dying Light, which I was really excited about. I was kind of pissed off because it seems that the disc version has been, I think it's been postponed till the 27th of February, I'm not sure, which annoyed me because I did pre-order it and then obviously I had to cancel the order. But when I went into the shop and pulled a face, the guy turned around and he says, "What are you on?" I said, "PS4. He said, "Go onto the marketplace and you can download it from there, and it's all good. It's just the disc copy's been, you know, sort of put forward." So that's what I did. But after a while, you know, I played about 3 hours of that, had an absolute blast, had some real good fun, good wholesome fun, no rage. And I thought I'll put some Advanced Warfare on. You know, I haven't raged tonight, so I need to vent my anger. And yeah, I vented my anger earlier than I thought because I couldn't actually sign into PlayStation, which really pissed me off a little bit. And I sent a message over Twitter saying, is anybody else struggling to get online? Is it just me? And 1 or 2 people said, "No, I'm okay," but then the majority were like, "No, I can't get on, I don't know what's happened." Maybe there was some maintenance issues. And then I found out this morning that in actual fact Lizard Squad had been up to their old tricks again and sort of DDoSed the brains out of PlayStation. Jesus, you think they'd learn? That aside, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to go back to the Xbox. So I turned on my 360, that was all good, it hadn't been DDoSed or hacked, and I played some Black Ops 2. And something became very apparent to me from playing last night, and quite frustrating, and I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about this and get people's opinions. And that is that everybody is a jumping kangaroo. Jumping, dropping, jumping, and more dropping. And guess what? Some more jumping as well. Now, the reason for that is because some people do have fast fingers, you know. I sort of, if I'm getting into a gunfight with about 3 or more people and it's like, oh my god, the fight's coming from all angles and I run out of bullets, especially on the PDW that has such a large clip, I reload and I kind of do a side strafing jump and then a drop, and hopefully that'll sort of evade, you know, evade the people I'm playing against and give me time to reload and get back into the action. Whereas it doesn't really work out for me that well, you know, I don't survive that sort of thing very well. And that is because I don't use a Scuf controller. Now, a lot of people I play against, so many guys are running Scuf controllers, and my problem with it is I don't hate the people that use Scuf controllers, because they could be great people, they could be churchgoers and people who do work for charities and, I don't know, take in sick dogs, nurture them better, and then let them free to people who want dogs. But the problem I have is that the broken dynamics of Call of Duty means that the Scuf controller action, i.e. the jump, the drop, means that these players are not just difficult but almost impossible to deal with. Now, I played against a guy who was a friend of mine and he had a Scuf controller, and when I was playing against him, he would drop so fast. It was like some drill sergeant had just screamed in his ear to drop and give him 10, and he hit the deck with a, I don't know, the help of a gun butt in the back of the head. And I said, "How are you dropping so quick?" You know, even when I turn my analog onto tactical and I try to drop shot, there's a sort of transition from sort of kneel to drop. And he said it's the Scuf controller. He said you hit it hard and you just do an instant drop, and things like the jumps, it's almost quicker. And that's what I say, it's like the animation of jumping and dropping. I find that these guys who use these things, they're, you know, a lot of the time if they jump at you, sometimes they do a jump and a drop shot combined. And normally I find that these guys jump, they shoot in the air, they drop, and then they are off. They are running about 3 meters away from me before my body's actually hit the deck. That is frustrating, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, this is just my own opinion and it'll probably get hate from across the board, but I'm allowed to speak my mind, is unfair, you know? I don't see how it's feasible for a certain population of people to think, you know, I need this advantage, I'm probably not a very good player, I want to evade people, I want to be quicker than them, I'm going to spend however much money it is on a Scuf controller to have these advantages, because like I say, from what I'm led to believe from the chap I was playing against, it does actually make the action a lot quicker. So then I think, okay then, when I think back to Modern Warfare 2, you know, people would buy these or modify these controllers and have rapid fire, and you'd find you were playing against a lot of guys who'd use the FAL, which was obviously the most powerful assault rifle in Modern Warfare 2, but it was just quite awkward to use sometimes. But if you put a modified rapid fire controller with it, it became a death machine. There was nothing you could do against it. It was just so powerful. It made the FAMAS look like it had just crawled out of gun kindergarten. So what's the difference with those guys there who are using that controller to their advantage by giving them a higher fire rate to the guys who are able to jump and drop a lot more quicker than the average Joe like me who uses a normal controller? That to me, as far as I'm concerned, is unfair. And it's like I say, it's not necessarily the people that I'm hating on here, it's the way that Call of Duty works. The one thing I'll say for Battlefield, where it sort of aces Call of Duty as far as I'm concerned in realism, because they do always strive to be as realistic as possible, is that in Battlefield when you need to drop, you can't shoot as you drop. You know, you do as what you would expect if you was carrying a gun in real life and you wanted to go down to the ground. You'd have to sort of put your arm out, lower yourself down. You wouldn't be able to spray, jump, drop, move, bounce like a fucking trampolining ballerina. It takes that advantage away from you. And I think they really need to think about that a little bit more in the future when they make Call of Duties. The other thing about it as well, and this is probably the biggest thing that grinds my gears, and I've talked about this very briefly before. When in Call of Duty a player is airborne, for some reason the spongeability rate of them, they seem to be able to take more bullets, and on the floor as well, and that's the one that frustrates me the most, because whenever I come around a corner and I see somebody lying prone, basically all you can see is head, arms and gun. That's all you can see, because their ass is to the ground, their back is to the ground, their head is facing you, and I find that I am spraying these people in the face with everything that I have and they still don't go down. This is why head glitching is so frustrating. You know, I don't mind somebody head glitching, it's a tactical maneuver, but if all you can see is a face and you shoot that face, it should quantify as a headshot. This is where the balance sort of tips and it doesn't quite work out. Fine, put the head glitching points in the game, that's good, but if they get shot, they pay the price. So yeah, it's just my biggest gripe, and I do find these Scuf controllers just put everybody else, at a sort of disadvantage, and if people are willing to go out and spend that kind of money on it, fine, get some advantage from it, but, bloody hell, we don't want to play against Superman, for fuck's sake. It's just my issue. So yeah, let me know, do you use a Scuf controller? Do you think I'm maybe talking a little bit out of sorts here, or do they frustrate you just as bad as they do me? Thanks for watching, guys. Apocalypse done.